What's up? Thrill Bill here as promised. Update video on the Kings Island breaking news with the funeral setup they have that we all saw Friday at Haunt. First night of Haunt. We're going to get into it. I'm going to discuss the rumors that I've heard on social media, which most of you have heard. I'm going to address some things that aren't being talked about. And I want to know why, because they're very intriguing. That it really bothers me that a couple of these aren't being talked about. But anyways, let's get to it. Of course, the funeral setting. And they've got chairs there, tombstones. They're obviously going to hold some sort of funeral on the 28th of October. That's about all. That's about all. You know, we just saw this again Friday night, so I don't really have much to say about this. But we'll read the sign. Again, the air is eerily calm as we make final preparations for the ill-fated demise of one of our own. R.I.P. 10/28/2018. Hashtag rest in pieces Kings Island. Hashtag it's big, it's gone. Hashtag R.I.P. 2018 KI. So they're obviously tearing something down. Something's being torn down. Let's get to the first rumor. Vortex. The first rumor is Vortex is finally being torn down. The headache, the neck ache, the back pain, all gone. You know what? I don't know. Because it broke records. It was featured on the Travel Channel's Coaster Wars several times. I think twice, 2 or 3 times, when they were doing Coaster Wars. It was the first ever loop and roller coaster with 6 inversions. It was the tallest roller coaster in the world on its debut. Kings Island really wants to hold on to it, and I think if they really want to hold on to it, they're going to have to throw some new trains on there with some vest restraints. But this is like the number one rumor, Vortex being torn down. It's big, it's gone. It is indeed big. It has a lot of downtime. It's very rough, but it still draws a crazy crowd. The younger park goers line up around the block for this ride. I've been there with, you couldn't even cue shake, rattle, and roll because the Vortex line was so long. So that's one of the rumors. And honestly, as I'm addressing it right now, I'm not optimistic that Vortex is going to be torn down October 28th, 2018. But there's more rumors. You know, like I said, they could very well tear down Vortex. I just don't see it happening. I really don't. I think they'll throw some new trains on there before they tear it down. Coming up next, and this is crazy, the Bat. Formerly Top Gun, formerly Flight Deck. This is not happening. They just repainted it, rethemed it, renamed it. And, you know, you got your people that say, well, it never has a line. Well, that's because the queue line is 14 acres long. I mean, you know, the queue for this thing is ridiculous. It can easily hold 1,000 people. So that's why it doesn't seem to, that's why it always seems to have a station wait, because the queue is so damn long. And I'm sorry, I don't think it's going anywhere. I really don't. They just repainted it, like I said, rethemed it, renamed it. The Bat's here to stay. I don't know how this rumor got started, but it is big, but it's not gone. I promise you they're not tearing down the Bat. Let's move on to one of the more popular ones, Firehawk. This rumor has come out because it seems like, you know, it's a maintenance nightmare. Its capacity is terrible, and it's, you know, the lines aren't long because there's so many people that want to ride Firehawk. The lines are long because the dispatch times are laughable at best. With the dual loading station and you know, these Flying Dutchman's Arrow, you know, they did these dual loading stations wrong, and it's got terrible capacity, terrible dispatch time, It's a Vekoma Flying Dutchman. The only reason I think that they would keep this is because there's nothing else like it in the park. Thank God there's nothing else like it in the park. I hate Firehawk. And again, it seems to always have a long line, but that's not because people love it. It's because the capacity is awful and the dispatch times are terrible. It's an awful ride to dispatch. It's an awful ride to keep running. Maintenance is awful with it. I can see this happening, actually. I can see Firehawk getting the axe, and maybe they'll ship it up to Michigan or whatever. This is another rumor. It's big. It's gone. Windseeker. And this kind of plays into the eerily calm line on the sign. Yes, Windseeker doesn't have a wait. Yes, it's always closed. But it's new. It's freaking new, man. It's not an old ride. And I just don't see them tearing down Windseeker. I've never waited in line for Windseeker. It's always been a walk-on when it's open. And it kind of plays into the eerily calm. I understand why this is a rumor. I really do. The Windseeker is too new. Yes, it has a lot of downtime, like I said. Yes, it's normally a 0-minute wait, or at least a 1-cycle wait at the longest. But I don't see Windseeker leaving Kings Island. They put these up in every park. Windseeker is not leaving 10/28/18. It's not happening. Like I said, even with the downtime, even with there being no queue wait at all, I personally think Windseeker's boring, but it's not going anywhere. Mark my words. No one's talking about this. The old Crypt building, formerly Tomb Raider, formerly the Crypt, now Madame Fatale's Wax Museum or something for Haunt. The big gray box. It's big. Rest in pieces. It could be gone. Really, it's only used for Haunt, and the Haunt that occupies this building isn't good at all. It's one of the more boring haunts. This is in Rivertown. They could put up a nice Rivertown-themed flat ride back here, where this big gray, big beige box sits. You know, it's literally taking up space for no reason. Like I said, the haunt is terrible. And it's just literally, it's a big box, man. It's taking up area. You can throw something in it, or you can level the damn thing, rest in pieces, and put another flat ride in there. No one's talking about this. And courtesy Rick Davis for this photo, thank you. But no one's talking about this. Why? Literally only used for Haunt. It's a giant-ass box. My next thing no one's talking about, Timberwolf. The amphitheater. Why isn't it? Someone comment below and tell me when the last time there was a concert or a show or anything held at Timberwolf Theater or amphitheater. It sits vacant 99.9% of the time. It's a huge area where you can put a nice, compact, low-to-the-ground roller coaster or a flat ride or multiple flat rides. You can expand the Scream Zone there. You can put a roller coaster that goes out into the woods towards the parking lot and towards the graveyard out there. Why is this still standing? It's under maintenance. It's rusting. It's falling apart. Here's another one that no one's talking about. It's big. It's gone. Eerily calm. Skyflyer. This one's kind of out there for me, but I just Skyflyer. It's very expensive. You don't. It's a pay-to-play. It's an upcharge. You don't get a lot of people that do it because it's so expensive. I mean, it's close to $40 for two people to ride it. So why couldn't Skyflyer go? Why couldn't they put something else in there? That's a nice big area, So Skyflyer, maybe. I'm just running through these rumors. I'm just going to tell you now, Bat's not going anywhere. Windseeker's not going anywhere. Skyflyer could. The amphitheater could. Vortex, I doubt it, but it's a possibility. Firehawk is a possibility. The big gray box is what I'm kind of thinking about. I'm kind of thinking it may be a river town situation. So let me know what you think. I'll see you in the queue line. Throw Bill out.